as she slowly opened her eyes. The bright sunlight piercing through the narrow alleyway was like 1,000 knives stabbing into her brain. Princess Eliana groggily sat up, rubbing her temples in an attempt to ward off the throbbing headache. She was met with the unfamiliar sight of crumbling stone walls and the stench of rotting garbage. Where was she? The last thing she remembered was attending a grand ball in the palace. And now she was here. A faint memory of a hooded figure and a sweet, intoxicating scent lingered in her mind, but it was too hazy to grasp. Eliana struggled to her feet, her elegant gown now tattered and stained. She stumbled out of the alleyway and into the bustling market, the cacophony of sounds and smells overwhelming her senses. People of all shapes and sizes rushed past her, their faces a blur as she desperately searched for a familiar face. But there was none. It was as if she was a ghost, invisible and insignificant. A pang of fear gripped her heart as she realized the truth. She had been exiled, stripped of her royal identity and left to fend for herself in this unforgiving world. Determined to reclaim her rightful place, Eliana began to navigate the crowded market, her eyes scanning the stalls for any sign of information. She stopped at a small, mysterious shop tucked away in a corner, the sign above the door reading, "Curios and Antiques." The shopkeeper, an old man with sunken eyes, looked her up and down before nodding curtly. "Welcome, young one. I sense you're searching for something. Or someone." Eliana's heart skipped a beat as he handed her a small, intricately carved box. "This was left for you by a mutual acquaintance. Be warned. The contents may not be what you expect." With trembling hands, Eliana opened the box, revealing a small, golden amulet and a note with a single sentence. "Meet me at the old windmill on the outskirts of town at midnight. Come alone." The amulet was her family's crest, a symbol of her royal heritage. A spark of hope ignited within her, and she knew she had to take the risk. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the market, Eliana made her way to the windmill, her heart pounding in anticipation. The windmill loomed before her, its sails creaking ominously in the wind. A figure emerged from the shadows, their features obscured by a hood. "Eliana," the figure whispered, their voice low and husky. "I've been waiting for you." As the figure stepped closer, Eliana's eyes widened in shock. It was her own brother, Prince Riker, the one who had usurped her throne. "You're the one who's been hiding in the shadows, manipulating events to your advantage," she accused, her voice trembling with rage. Riker's expression was unreadable, but his voice was laced with a hint of sadness. "I did what I thought was necessary to protect our kingdom, Eliana, but I realize now that I was blinded by my own ambition. I want to make things right." Eliana's anger faltered, replaced by a glimmer of hope. "Why should I trust you?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Riker's eyes locked onto hers, and for a moment, Eliana saw the brother she once knew, the one who had been lost to the corrupting influence of power. "I know I've wronged you, Eliana," Riker said, his voice cracking, "but I swear on our family's honor that I will do everything in my power to restore your rightful place as princess. Together, we can rebuild our kingdom and bring justice to those who have been wronged." Eliana's heart swelled with emotion as she looked at her brother. Really looked at him. For the first time in years, she saw the pain and regret etched on his face, and she knew that he was telling the truth. With a nod, she accepted his offer, and the two of them clasped hands, a symbol of their newfound alliance. As they walked back to the palace, the stars twinkling above them, Eliana felt a sense of hope that she hadn't felt in years. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but with her brother by her side, she knew that she could face anything. The darkness that had threatened to consume her had been vanquished, replaced by a warm, golden light that seemed to emanate from within. She was no longer alone, and with that knowledge, she felt invincible.